Okay, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Make sure everything's sounding good. Do the thing test 1 2 3. Okay. Looks like everything is working. Good, 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 good. All right. Welcome, welcome everyone to the stream. So I know I didn't announce this, but well, I'm here. Let's see. We are on the last level of Greece. Here's the plan. What I'm thinking of doing is today might be a short stream, just because it's Friday. I had sort of a weird day. I had a doctor's appointment, and I was very tired. I ended up having to take a nap today. But what I would like to do is get through this final level in Greece. Now, after that, depending on how I feel, I might either continue or I might just call the stream right there. So who knows how long this level is going to be, because I mean, it took me a whole stream before to get through one. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. So I have a couple things that I want to talk about. I think I remember I have to go down here. First thing I want to talk about is how streaming has been going, because I've been doing this for almost a month now that I've come back, and I've learned a few things. First thing that I have learned is while I like the time that I'm currently doing my streams, I think I need to announce them and be more consistent, which I already kind of knew. Just because. Ow! Fucking gator right from the start. Gator ran away. But anyway, yeah, I knew that I was gonna have to be more consistent with my streams in order to get some sort of following and like some sort of viewership. Because that's always something that I've struggled with in the past. I don't really have, a built-in fan base like maybe some others might from like their YouTube channel or whatever. Gotcha. So that's something that I feel like I need to improve on. The other thing I also think is just kind of like playing the same game over and over is actually not the most interesting thing. I knew that as well going in, but it's like just like in the practice of doing it and me trying to get back into this really the case, especially when it comes to a game like this Tomb Raider, where it's a much more methodical game and it doesn't have a whole lot of like flashy, cool things, happening to you often to kind of like keep you interested both as a player and a viewer, quite frankly. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing because, and I'll get into that because that's the next thing I'm going to talk about. But I think just from trying to build a Twitch channel, it serves me better to have more variety. Whoa, buddy. Jeebus. So, here's what's going to happen. What I'm going to do to kind of address that. Again, this is something I sort of knew that I was going to have to deal with, but like, now that I've put some time into things, this is what the plan is. Yup. So, next week, I'm going to be honest with you, it might be a little nebulous because I have follow-up doctor's appointments. They actually technically started today. That's why today is kind of weird for me. But Um, did that raise the water level? It sure did. Huh. So next week is going to be a little all over the place because I have follow-up doctor's appointments from the health issues I was having earlier this year. It's why I was gone for pretty much 6 months, and I also have my other mother staying with us for a few days. So I am not going to have quite as much time to go do work as much. So I am not canceling streams next week entirely, but if I don't manage to stream 2 times like I said I would, or that I don't manage to even stream at all, I'm gonna allow that. I'm not gonna make it up. I'm just gonna be like, hey, that's what happened because I was busy. It's just how things are. But either next week or when I come back the week after, which will be the first week of November, um, what I think I'm going to do is because I'm not going to be done with this game yet. What I'm going to do is I am going to experiment with. Where's this going? I'm going to experiment with streaming a few more days. Oh, that's pushing me out, so that's wrong. But yeah, I'm gonna experiment with streaming a few more days. Now, I was always going to do this anyway. This was kind of me just kind of building up to it. But I think perhaps I should try doing that now. The other thing that I'm going to experiment with as well is streaming more than just one game. Now, my focus still wants to be on getting rid of my backlog. That's something that I've been wanting to, do, and I've been pushing all this year. Um, I still think that just for the sake of like making things like just better to do. Huh, interesting. Lowered the water again. Just for making things a bit more interesting to stream and like possibly get more viewers. I'm not going to just focus on one game. Whoa, the current is really pushing me. Damn. Jesus. The rants. Yeah, so pretty much what I'm going to be doing, starting in November, I'm going to be experimenting with playing different games at the same time, and I'm also going to be experimenting with more play sessions. I'm also, by the way, that also includes me experimenting with longer stream times. Um, I personally, as a viewer, do not like it when a streamer streams for like 8 hours plus. Or even like 6 hours. Like I feel like that's too long as a viewer. Like who is going to be able to, as a viewer, who has other things to do, maybe even other creators that they like watching, who's going to be able to sit down and watch a stream for like 6 hours? I feel like once you hit like maybe the 4 hour mark, you're pushing it. So just like for the viewer's sake, I don't want to go super long, but I do think that it's worth considering just so I make more progress in these games as well and get more done, that maybe I experiment with longer stream times. Okay, that's a running jump. So that's something else that I want to experiment with. And I'm going to be doing it even more so now because I want streaming to be the focus since I have, like, again, all these playthroughs that I have not finished. As a result, uh, I'm still not gonna. As a result, I think I'm probably gonna be taking time from some of my other plans that I wanted to do on like my YouTube channel. But hey, I said I wanted this to be my focus, so I'm making it my focus. Now, when I'm gonna actually do this stuff, I don't know yet. I don't want to put times on myself because I don't know what kind of schedule I'm looking at right now. But just know that come next week and most likely in November, the way that I do things is going to be different. I'm not going to stop playing this game, but it's just that you might see some other games. Now, the other games that I'm going to be playing, they might be new games. They might be fighting games because I enjoy fighting games. They might be um, other playthroughs that I haven't finished. Pretty much for November, what the hell is that? Is that an axe? A swinging axe. Just what the fuck, man? Where did this bitch come from? That guy's pissing me off. Ugh. Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna pretty much allow myself to like experiment with the streaming a bit, just so that I can make it a bit more interesting and possibly get more viewers. Especially right now because this is a good time for streaming and just kind of content creation in general. I didn't mean to press that button. Um, so I'm gonna be in sort of an experimental phase with the streaming, trying a lot of different things. Cameron was not my friend. Come on. But yeah, anyway, pretty much I think I'm gonna be just experimenting with just what I do with streaming starting next week, going into really more next month. And then I think I'm going to be doing that until the end of the year, just because I know in December it's not going to be a full month for me. I'm going to have a holiday break. Where did this guy go? So it's not like I'm going to be doing something really different in December anyway. There he is. Come on. Ugh, fine. Jackass. Also, there's a gator around here. Oh my God, Laura. So yeah, I think that's something I'm gonna be doing going forward. Just because like the way that things are going, I'm getting through this game, and I'm enjoying the game, which is the next thing I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about this game specifically, but just the way that the streaming is going, it's not. I'm not happy with the way things are going, even though I'm like again, I like the game, like I like playing this game, but I'm not happy with the way that my streams are in terms of quality. So I am just going to make changes, and I knew I was going to anyway. the The whole point of doing things the way that I was doing it was just so that I get back in the swing of things since I've been gone so long. And I have more or less accomplished that. I know I didn't stream last week, but like I'm getting already used to doing things. Man, the camera hates me. Just despises me. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, so in the upcoming week, and most likely in November, um, yeah, there's gonna be some changes to how I'm doing stream. Um, I'm not gonna tell you exactly when I'm gonna have like a direct schedule. I'm not gonna say when these changes will be implemented, like in its entirety. This is really just gonna be more of an experimental period. Now that I feel a bit more comfortable with how I do things. Fucking shit! That's new. Fuck that. Jesus. Well, anyways. I did not think that he could climb that. Camera? Something screwy about this place. Hmm. I guess we're fine. Okay, well, anyways, the next thing I wanted to talk about is this game. Um, so I'm like halfway through the game now, and I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. Last session, the last. Okay, well, okay. Let me explain. The last few sessions have been difficult. Pretty much Greece in general has been just a difficult area. This is what my fifth session, and like most of the game has been in this area. Like I finished Peru in one session. That was 4 levels in one session, 1 2 hour session, and then the next sessions, including this one, have all been Greece. 5 levels. The first level, it took me all session to do. The next level I did, it took me an hour, and then the next one, it took me pretty much 2 hours across 2 different sessions. And then the last level took me another 2 hours, which made the last session an hour longer than my normal 2 hours. So I had a 3 hour session. And now I'm here, and it already looks like it's going to take me a long time. Like right now, I'm already thinking, like, what the hell do I even do? Like, I guess I'm going back. So the game has definitely gotten much more difficult since I've come to this area. But anyway, despite the difficulty, I am having a good time. I am enjoying myself. Although I will say the last level was just infuriating. It was a lot of back and forth and not for very good reasons. So I was not a big fan of that level. And then even the other Grease levels I've had a little bit of difficulty with. I will admit that, like, for example, the first area in this place, St. Francis Folly, that's kind of on me. I feel like I could have been a bit more patient, and I wasn't, and it was costing me, deaths. But that is something that I kind of want to talk about. Um, I am learning that I need to have much more patience with this game than I originally realized. Because this game is a real, like, much more of a puzzle platformer than I really thought it was going to be. I knew that it was puzzle heavy, but it's just, I never knew it was, like, this extreme with it. Hmm. Okay, I can't go back. It's gotta be something else for me to do. And anyway, the point is that with this game being such of a puzzle platformer, I actually find it kind of interesting that this was such a successful game because I feel like a game like this released nowadays would not be this successful because it's too meandering, it's too slow paced for I think a like more general audience. And I also think that's why like the gameplay was changed so much, starting with like I want to say Tomb Raider Legend because I've played Tomb Raider Legend and I really enjoy that game, even though it's very short. But I really enjoyed that game, and playing this compared to that, it does not really feel like it at all. Hi, this game is my favorite Tomb Raider. Oh, that's good. I think that's a pretty common opinion. It's either this or Tomb Raider 2. I have played the first three Tomb Raider games back in the day, but I was a kid and like I never could figure it out, which is why I'm playing it now as an adult, being like, well, maybe I can figure it out now. Um, Although right now I don't know what to do. I already went in there and got all the stuff, but there seems to be nothing else for me to do. It seems like there's a room over there at the end with all the shotgun shells and everything that I collected. That if the water was raised, maybe I could go somewhere, but it's not. maybe there's some way I can get up there. I think I have to do a running jump. I have to time it so that this thing doesn't chop my head off. Ow. Oof. Okay. All right. So I can't get up there. So, yeah, I was just thinking about it. It's like it's a little surprising that this game was so big back in the day, just because it's such a slow-paced game, and that's not something that I think would be successful nowadays. That's not a bad thing. It's just something that I find just like, man, how times have changed. It seems like gamers back then, even kids, were a bit more patient or willing to just not like know what was going on right away. Oh, this is the room that I was in before. Okay. Just from up above. And I find that very interesting. It's also the reason that sort of makes me think like, okay, maybe I should be playing something else besides this game, because rather than just kind of like smashing my head up against what's going on, hopefully that raises the water. I'm not sure. Rather than like, I remember pre-ordering this game in '96 and played it over and over again. That's great. I definitely played it a lot. I just was always stuck in like the first, like I would say like two levels. Um, when this came out, I was, let's see, '96. I didn't play the first Tomb Raider right away. I played it after playing the second game. Or actually, you know what? Hang on. That might not be true. I think I played the Tomb Raider 2 demo that was on like one of those sampler discs that they had back in the day. And then I bought the first one, having played the second on a demo. And then I later got the second game. And then later from that, I got the third game. And then that's where I stopped. I never got into Last Revelation or Chronicles. Um, let's see, I think this is it. That's weird. I had to run up to it before it let me shoot it. But in some ways, I'm sort of like thinking like maybe it's a good thing that I'm experiencing these games first and foremost right now, just because I don't know if I was able to do it as a kid. But I didn't answer what I was previously saying. When this game came out in '96, I was 9. I got a PlayStation in '97. I think that's what had the sampler disc. Like it came included with the system that had Tomb Raider 2 on it, which means I probably ended up playing Tomb Raider 1 in '98. So I don't know if it was early or late. It was early, then I was 10. It was late, then I was 11. So we have spikes. We have a lion. We have a dead lion. We have 2 gorillas up there. Hmm. Hmm. Come on. But look, all of this is to say is that yeah, I remember enjoying the game. But I just couldn't get far because I couldn't understand it. But the thing is, though, is that just the like Laura was so cool, and obviously, yeah, she was hot, you know, triangle boobs and everything. But the way that the game was, and just like being able to run around in like this free area space, and like being able to like climb and like do all these crazy jumps and everything, and like shimmy, like these were things that were like not commonplace in platformers. At this point, I had already played like Super Mario 64, and like, yeah, Mario could climb, but like it was automatic, and you didn't really have control over it. And Laura could do kind of like the same amount of things as Mario, like the forward jump, and she could do a backflip, and I don't want to kill myself. And then she had the side flips and all this like that, right? Like that was really cool. First playthrough of TR, awesome, enjoy it, dude. Yeah. Uh, it's just that the I think the thing is though is that with see that door is not open. Um, the thing is that with Super Mario 64, like you do all these jumping and everything, but everything is very action focused. Whereas Laura is given these tools to jump and climb and all these things, but in a very meticulous, very slow paced, methodical fashion. And that's something I just didn't realize was so prevalent in this game. Um, Again, I only really played the first two levels as a kid because I couldn't get any further. And that's so interesting just because I knew that this game was puzzle focused. However, I did not know that it was to this extent. Is there anything down this way? What is this? What's the door for me? Good. Um, yeah, like this is like before like anyone I think really used the term, like this is a puzzle platformer. And it wants you to be slow and take your time, and you are not going to be finishing these levels first way through real quick. Like I thought like this game would be like, oh, this will probably be like maybe 5 streams at the most. Hmm. I thought this wasn't going to be a very long game. And here I am at the 5th stream and the game and I'm dead. Damn it. So I can't reach that jump. And then also I will also say that this game used to be a lot more punishing because well, okay, that's not entirely true. So the PlayStation version used to be a lot more punishing. I remember jumping from 6-pick platforming into this, and it was just staggering to be in these environments. Yeah, exactly, man. Like I want to say, like it wasn't mind blowing to me at the time, just because again, I had already played Super Mario 64. But that's actually another good point. The way this game is designed, so Mario 64 is a lot more open ended levels, but the levels are a bit smaller. Something's here. That's a doorway to something. Um, so like for example, like the first level, big bomb battlefield. You drop in. It's like this huge open area, and you can kind of see almost the entire level just from looking around. Minus the draw distance because it's the N64. And it's like, wow, look at this huge place that I can look in. Okay, this game is not like that, but in a lot of ways, it's just as big. That hit me? The fuck? Call shenanigans on that. Um, this place is a lot more. This place is almost just as big, and possibly it is just as big. But the difference is that it's a lot more confined. It's a lot more branching paths, figuring out which way you need to go. That type of vibe. Um, Super Mario 64 is much more open ended, and this is not. This is more figure out the pathway, but the pathway that you're going to find is massive. Damn it. Jump too soon. Yeah. I have a lot of both, right? Oops. 13, 14. Yeah. I have the exact amount for both. Um, so yeah, going back to what I was saying. So in a lot of ways, like the levels in this game are like almost the same size as Super Mario 64, but they seem more expansive because it's a lot confined and restrictive, but it keeps going. Super Mario 64 is like they took a like a piece of clay and they spread it out flat, making like this huge like round disc where you can see everything where it is. Whereas Tomb Raider is more like they took that same piece of clay and then like bundled it up real tight like a long snake and made like this really long snake, except that it has branching paths and everything. There we go. And while you may not see a whole lot in the very beginning, it's like, oh, there's like one pathway. It ends up feeling longer because there's so much for you to find, which I find very fascinating. And it also, as a result of the game design, makes the platforming, like this, for example, very slow, very methodical, very much figure out where it is that you need to go. There's hardly any enemies. Like most of what's going on is just a bunch of platforming challenges where you figure out like how do you make this jump? How do you get to where it is you need to get going? You need to be going. And I think that is interesting. Especially because we were talking about like the mid and late 90s where 3D was the big thing, hot new thing, and everyone was trying to figure out like, okay, how do we do what we used to do but now in 3D? And everybody had different answers. Like when it comes to like your basic platforming and translating that to 3D, Nintendo did not figure it out. It pretty much was figured out by Naughty Dog with Crash Bandicoot. That's more like a normal Mario game than Mario 64 is. Nintendo ended up just inventing a whole brand new way of doing platformers by having the wide-in 3D collectathon kind of thing. There he is. And then even still, these aren't the only examples of what you could be doing in 3D platformers. There was also Jumping Flash, which had it in first person. Very interesting. And then you have, then you have this game, which decided, well, let's take things in a much slower, much more thoughtful manner, and practically create the puzzle platformer. And I say that loosely just because, like, is this the first puzzle platformer? Probably not. But it definitely feels like one. And it definitely feels like one of the first ones in terms of a 3D puzzle platformer. You know, with some action elements, such as what I'm doing here. Which, real action-packed, right? All right, let's see. I think I'm going to pull this, open that, and now we're going to save so that I don't have to do all that again. Because, hey, this version of the game lets me save whenever I want. Where does this go, by the way? Oh, this is the other end. Okay. This version lets me save wherever I want, and that was the thing I was going to say earlier. This game would have been so much harder on the PlayStation because you had to use save crystals. You had to use save crystals to save because you couldn't save wherever it is you wanted. Oh, this looks like a whole thing. Well, okay. Let me see if I can make this jump in some way up here. And yeah, just the way that I'm looking at it, okay, this was the point I was trying to make earlier. Um, okay, it looks like that's too high. I think that's why that little gap in the wall is there. Don't die, Laura. Huh. Well, she didn't die. So I guess it's a standing jump. Or not a standing jump, but well, yeah, a standing jump, but like a standing forward jump, not a running jump. That's what I'm trying to get at. I can talk. Um, this is sort of the reason why I'm also thinking of playing different games while I'm going through this playthrough because the way that things are, a lot of the reason why I've been having some frustration with the past few levels, and this is what I was thinking about, is because I'm playing only this game and nothing else. And I don't think that's the best way to experience this game. I think it's much better to play until you get stuck. Then when you get stuck, instead of like trying to beat your head against the wall and figure out what it is that you need to do, it's better to walk away from the game, maybe take some time to think about it, and then come back to it later. In the meantime, you could always be playing something else. Now that's just me. And maybe that's just my play style. But that feels like a better idea than just like this is the only game I'm playing right now, so I'm just gonna beat my head up against this puzzle, this part of the game that I can't figure out until I just get through it. Whether that uh, hinders my enjoyment of the game or not. So that's another thing that got me thinking. Like, well, that look weird. So I guess it raised the water. Is there anything down there? Hmm. I don't trust you. Looks like I need two more keys. Hmm. Interesting. So I can grab this. Probably push it over there, but the door isn't open. Hmm. But yeah, suffice to say, this is all to say that yes, I'm enjoying the game. Uh, I'm not going to stop playing it. Obviously, I committed to this playthrough, but that opens something. squirrely ass motherfucker. Where the hell he go? There we go. Okay, so I guess each of these floor panels opens a door. That's what this giant block's for. Although eventually I'm gonna have to push it over to, I guess, that one, and hopefully it opens that door, and then I can use this to jump to it. We'll see. One thing at a time. Time door number one. Ammo. But yeah, it's part of the reason why I thought like, well, there's got to be a better way of doing this because after the last stream, like I wasn't really happy with how that level went by, how I finished it, how I completed it, because I didn't really feel accomplished. I just felt annoyed, and like even with me extending the stream an extra hour so that I can get through it, I wonder if maybe that was a mistake. Maybe it would have been better off if I had just left it as it was and then come back later, like today when I had a fresher pair of eyes on it. And then maybe I could have gone through it quicker. Maybe I could have enjoyed it more. That type of thing. Boulder and Boulder. These are my boulders. Look at my boulders. My boulders amazing. I want something to just drop on me for no reason. Laura, pick up. What is this? Anyway, yeah, so it's just some thoughts. I think back in the day, if you bought this game and it's like the only thing you were playing, I don't know if that would have been the best way of experiencing the game, but also at the same time, like if you were a kid and you had this game and it's all you had, at the same time, there's probably also a possibility that like you had other things you can do. Like, you had toys to play, or comic books to read, or TV shows to watch. And just like basically other things to occupy your mind so that whenever you did like get stuck on this game or whatever, you would just go do something else and you wouldn't be thinking about like, oh wow, I need to be taking my time. It's like, oh, I'm stuck. I'm just gonna come back later, right? Like you probably didn't overthink it the way I kind of am right now. Maybe I should save it. I've done a lot. I would really hate to lose all this. Okay, let's see. So I've opened these two doors. There's the one up there still. However, there's also these two doors, but there's keyholes. So either these two keyholes open that one door, or one opens this one and the other one opens that one. Meaning that what I previously thought, this next one is going to open that door up there. That was my original theory. There's only one square left, and we have 3 doors open. 2 open. And that was correct. Where the hell did you come from? Oh, that door opened. It opened 2 doors. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm already here, so I'll do this one first. Fucking shit. I hate that. Can I also say that another reason why I think this game, I couldn't play this, get far in this game when I was younger, is it's a little scary. Like, the jump scares are real, man. No game has ever jump scared me as much as the Tomb Raider games. See, there you go, man. There you go. I think there's also just something really visceral about them. Not even horror games full on trying to do it. That's I can see that, but I'm also a coward. Um, Other games that I'm trying to get, I'm trying to play, not like right away, but other games that I'm trying to play from this time period that I did not play back in the day are the Resident Evil games and Silent Hill 1. And it's straight up just because, like, no, they scared me. They just straight up scared me. It wasn't necessarily I couldn't play them, although I will say, not a fan of tank controls. I can play tank controls. I mean, I currently am right now. I'm using the old-fashioned controls while I'm playing this, but not a fan of tank controls. I've never been a fan of tank controls. I have learned how to use them, and I can get by. But if you give me the option to not use tank controls, I will usually use it. Literally, the only reason why I'm not using it in this game is because I can't do all of Laura's jumps with the modern controls. Yeah, I can see that. I like tank controls done well, like in Tomb Raider. Some games have wretched tank controls, though. Yeah. One thing I find interesting is that the more I'm playing this game, the more I'm like, what am I doing right now? Am I just opening the key door? One of the things that I've noticed is that, yeah, these controls actually are not amazing. Even in this game. I think I like them more than in Resident Evil, but I would not, by any description, call these controls good. But what I was saying before, the tank controls in Resident Evil, I will say, even though I don't like them that much, they do feel a little better realized. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. What have I done? Ow. The tank controls for like Resident Evil do feel more like they were meant for that game. I'm playing this, and I mean, I don't know if I agree with that. Like, I think the tank controls, even though they're worse than in Tomb Raider, I feel like they work better for the Resident Evil games. Tomb Raider, while the controls are better than Resident Evil, I don't feel work as well for this type of game. That makes sense? Um, Part of me does want to try the modern controls as a result, but like these side jumps, the backflip, like you can't do any of that with the modern controls. I've heard, like I actually looked it up online. And was like, can you actually do backflips and stuff like that in modern controls? And they're like, yeah, you do it like this. And then I tried it, like it doesn't work, my dude. So did they just completely remove all the flips and everything? Because like that's a deal breaker. That's why, like before I started streaming this game, I like messed with the modern controls in like Laura's house, and I was like, this feels completely different. This is not it. Which is why I decided like I'm just gonna go with modern or not modern, normal tank controls because this does not feel good. The water's there. Ooh, they want me to slide and jump. Okay, alrighty. Hmm. Yay! Where was that? I have no idea where that was. I'm guessing I don't want to fall down. You can if you have Laura's guns out, but it still feels wrong. So I always use tank. Yeah. Shit! I pressed triangle instead of R1. Why in God's name did I do that? Okay, well, can I make my way back up? Yes, I can. I think. No, I can't. Can I use that glitch that one pickup taught me? It's kind of working. No. Okay, hang on. That's not what I wanted. Oh well, you know what? Screw it. I want to check out what's in here anyway. I'm back out here. Is this where I was? Kind of. This is what's around the bend. Okay. All right. Before I check this area out, let me explore here because I didn't really explore around this area. Okay, that's the platform. Um, Killed the gator. Yeah, there he is. Um, that's where I slid in from. All right. I guess there's something else around here. All right. Um, let's see. What was I saying? What was I blabbering on about? I have expect that one jackass who keeps shooting at me in these levels to be here. I think it's a good place to save. Okay, so we got a big place here, a big door. By the way, I forgot what I was talking about. Huh. Do I just walk up to the door and it opens for me? Nope. Didn't think so. Um, let's see. Well, okay, hang on. So there's a gold door that I opened, and I still haven't found that. So let me go looking for that. It's underwater. Hmm. Seem to be around here. Hmm. Oh, there is this your first playthrough? Yes, it is. In fact, I did play this game back in the day, but I only got through like the first two levels, so all of this is completely new to me. I'm enjoying it. Um, I was talking a little bit about how I was getting a little frustrated, and that's why I think I might play something alongside this, uh, just so that I don't like ruin the experience for myself while trying to brute force puzzles, and instead just like take my time because I'm realizing that this is a game where you need to take your time. But that being said, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I got through Peru real easy. I went through all four levels within the first session, 2 hour session stream. But it's been a bit of a struggle bus ever since. Like each level's taking me like the whole stream almost. That's good. It's a good fun game. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's just that I'm realizing that I need to take my time with it, and that's what I was talking about. Um, just simply that I think this is a game that you need to take your time with. It's a game that you're not going to get right away. It's a game that I think the developers expected you to get stuck, and it's fascinating that this type of game, this kind of slow pace, was so successful back in the day. Just because nowadays games aren't like that. They want you to win. They want you to be able to get through it, and don't get me wrong, that's totally understandable. Why wouldn't you want a player to get through a game? Um, but yeah, this is just not this kind of game. The developers of this game have no problem they have no problem with you being stuck. Even if it means that you jump off their game for a while. And that's very interesting considering there's a lot of games today that want you to get through it, want you to be stuck to it, and possibly not playing anything else. Okay, so there was a golden door that I opened when I hit that switch where I just was. I cannot find that door, and this door doesn't seem to want to open, so my guess is progress is through that gold door. I just need to find where the hell it is. Let's see. By the way, just for the record, I'm not asking. I'm just thinking out loud. I found it. I found it. This is new. Uh huh. Okay. That opens the door. Yay. that one jackass gonna be here? Hang on. Fucking, oh my god! Talk about your jump scares, man! This fucker has a gun! This is some medieval temple in fucking Greece. Why do you have a gun? Come here. Son of a bitch. You want to start some shit too? Frickin' hell, man. Okay. I think I'm gonna save it after that. That felt like this game's version of a boss fight.
Too late for the prize giving, no? Still, it is the taking part which counts.
There. You've been bothering me all frickin' all of these levels. You've been running around shooting me and then running away. Punk ass. Yeah, that was Pierre. Alright, so I guess I need to get up there. It doesn't seem that difficult. Hang on, can I move these? Doesn't seem like it. No? Okay. What about this thing that's sticking out of the wall? No? Okay. Yeah, it looks like I just have to get up there. Also, I'm apparently very bad at this game because I keep on picking up Magnum clips and I still haven't found the Magnum. There's something over there too. Hang on, let me grab that. You should have it now. Yeah, I don't. In my defense, though, I haven't needed it. Like, the shotgun has been doing me quite well. Pierre drops it here. Does he? Should I check his body again? I'm going to go check him again. Check your inventory. Oh, I do have it now. Well, that's nice. Okay, so it just gives it to me at this point. God damn, I have a lot of bullets. And I just picked up Uzi clips. Okay, so that's new. I am familiar with the Uzis in other games in Tomb Raider, but not in this one. So... I guess I'll be picking up an Uzi at some point. Alright, it doesn't look like there's anything else. I'm just going to get up here and put the key in, and I don't know, is that the end of the level, or who knows? Yeah, you get the Scion piece and the Magnums. The only other place you got the Magnum was in Colosseum. Oh, okay. Colosseum. Hmm. The only thing I can think of in the Colosseum is there was one room where it had a whole bunch of like platforms, like pillars, and then you had to get to the top, and then you would pull a switch. But there was one wall that looked really suspicious, and I was looking at it, I was like, there must be some way to open it. Like, yup, it's in there. Oh, well, there you go. I never figured out how to open the door though, or the wall, I should say. Okay. And I go in there, and then the world's gonna fall down on me or something. There's a trigger tile by one of the pillars below, and it opens. It's a timed run. Oh, okay. Hey!
Here lies Tihocan, one of the two just rulers of Atlantis, who even after the curse of the continent had tried to keep rule here in these barren other lands. He died without child, and his knowledge has no heritage. Look over us kindly, Tihocan.
Yay! I found no secrets. Well, crap. Okay, so I got another piece of the Scion. To be fair, the secrets in the level were very hidden. Okay. Hey, look, I'm not worried about the secrets because, like, this is my first time going through the game. I'm not trying to 100% this. I'm just trying to experience it, period. Alright, so they ripped off the piece of the Scion, threw it out. The meteor just fucking killed everyone. Spread apart another piece of the Scion. I guess I told her where the third piece is. And we're here. Where's here? City of Kamun. Okay, so like I said, Egypt time. Yes, this is now the Egypt area. This is the next area. So, like I mentioned earlier in the stream, I just wanted to get through Greece, and then I was going to see how I felt. And I said that I might have this be a shorter stream because of the changes I'm going to be making to my stream stuff. I do feel good about ending here. So I think I'm going to do that. So it's going to be a bit of a shorter stream today. So I'm going to save it here. I'm going to be signing off. Let's see. I've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be shorter. I normally do 2-hour streams. But once again, like I said, starting next week and most likely into November, I'm going to be switching things up. I'm probably going to be playing this game less. I try some other games, but I'm not giving up on this game. Thank you very much for watching. It was nice having some viewers for a change. Please follow me on social media. I'm at heycolorwind on BlueSky and X, and I will keep you updated as to when I stream on there. Please follow the channel if you like what you were seeing here. And in case you missed anything, you can always check out the VOD, which will be posted on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@heycolorwind. The rest of this playthrough is there as well as many other videos. And if you are watching the VOD, then you know this drill with YouTube. Like, share, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell. And yeah, that's going to be it for me for now. Thank you very much for watching. Peace and love, gamers and players. Colorwind out.